Media Group, and I'm here today with a beautiful lady, an entrepreneur, a writer, a poet. What else? You do so many things.
Media, marketing.
Okay. Kharissa Forte. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So we'll just get right into it. Now, you are the creative chief officer at your organization, Forte Brand Communications.
Yeah.
So why did you pick communications as something to go into?
Forte Branding and Communications. I chose that business because when I was a child, I knew that I wanted to be a journalist. I never wanted to be anything else. And when I graduated from college, I went to UMKC and got my journalism degree there. When I graduated, no one was hiring. And everyone was saying, you don't have enough postgraduate experience.
That's crazy.
I know.
Like, you don't have experience. It's like, how am I going to get experience?
Exactly. So I started the company with the hopes of gaining experience and just on my own doing freelance things and whatnot. And it worked. I was able to work for KMBZ News, 98.1 FM, and Hot 103 Jams and Gospel 1590. So it definitely got me in the door.
Okay. I know Angela Rye said that she chose media as opposed to law, that's what she majored in, to create change in the world at a macro level. Do you think that you can do that with the communications degree?
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the things that I love about getting a degree in communications, specifically at UMKC, is that that's an area that can be so broad.
Yes.
And they do a great job of making sure that you are well prepared in print journalism, in radio, in television, and even a little bit in marketing too. Wow. So yeah, so if you're a creative person and you have the writing skills, because as you know, writing is super important for whatever you're going to do, then you can definitely use a communications degree to change the world.
Okay. So you consider yourself to be a creative. I know I follow you on Facebook, so you said that a lot. So what would you say is the first thing you created and you felt like, what was that feeling after that?
The first thing that I remember creating, that's a good question. There's two things actually. In middle school, I was homeschooled and I was part of this program called Tiffany's Performing Arts Academy. And it's where all of us homeschoolers in the area would go and we would stay there throughout the day just like going to school. And while we had our own individual curriculums, we would also have our electives and whatnot there at that center. And I was an artist, and I don't do it anymore. I don't know why I stopped painting, but it's something I need to pick back up. Okay. But I painted a picture of a tiger, and I sewed a dress. And, and
so
yeah,
you sewed too?
I used to. I haven't done it in years. But both of those were entered into a competition, and they won the state competition. So yeah, so those were the first pieces that I remember creating and thinking, yo, I can do something. I can make stuff, and people receive it, and it changes them.
Oh, wow. I know. I remember when I was a little girl, I'm not a drawer, so I drew this picture and the world. It was like two images of two people living in the world, and everybody's like, oh my God. And that was like, I remember the first thing I created. I was like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling, especially for me, because I know drawing is not my thing.
Absolutely.
But to create something that you think you're not able to do and it comes out beautiful, that's definitely always a great feeling. So explain Black Culture KC. Like when we're speaking of creating, you just came out with a website. Tell us about that.
Yes, so Black Culture KC will be launching soon. It is a digital news platform. And I started it because so often I see Black millennials who have these dope ideas and they leave Kansas City because they feel like they can't make it here. They're going to Atlanta and Dallas and Houston and LA and everywhere else. Yeah. And that's fine. I feel like that their concerns are legit. But at the same time, it's like, well, what's going on? And what I realize is that if you're not connected personally to an event or movement or know someone who is, then you're not really going to know about it. So I wanted to create a platform that put those events and put our news here locally on the map and put it out there so that people know where to go, they know who to connect with, and they know that they can make it right here in Kansas City.
So going to women in leadership, you have another organization that you founded as well, and you have an emphasis on helping women, specifically Christian women. Like, tell us about that organization and why the direction of helping women.
Absolutely. So the Devout Life is one of the services that I offer. Basically, it's geared towards Christian businesswomen. And as a Christian businesswoman, I just feel like there's so many things that we have to consider and think about that before I was a believer that I didn't have to. Mm-hmm. Things like, okay, Lord, is it your time, or am I moving on my own? Do I need to be still? Did you really call me to do this, or am I trying to make my own way? So after looking at my journals and my reflections from my personal time with God, I realized that, wow, there's a lot of lessons that I learned straight from the Bible that impacted who I am as a career girl. And it didn't matter if I was trying to find my way traditionally as a career girl or as an entrepreneur. Either way, those questions came up, and the answers that I found in God's Word helped me through those situations. So what I did was I turned those journals into audio courses. And now they're available for people, for women to download and purchase and see how it helps them in their walk.
So how could somebody get that information if they want to listen to it?
They just go to therrealkforte.com, and there's a tab that says Dear Christian Businesswoman. And when they click it, they're able to see the audio courses that are available, and then they can purchase them right from there.
Wow, okay. So what's a date, like what's the possible drop date for Black Culture KC?
Black Culture KC, as a creative, I hate putting deadlines on it.
That's true, because then it's like if you feel like you gotta rush and
Exactly. But then as a journalist, I'm like, no, this needs a deadline. So the compromise with that is sometime this fall, it will launch. Fall of 2017.
Okay. So do you have any closing advice you would like to give to businesswomen out there?
Absolutely. I would just say, put your home first. Even if you are a single woman, not married, no kids, your home is your sanctuary. And how you take care of your house reflects your inner well-being. So always put your home first. And then make sure that you redefine balance. What balance is for you may not be the same as what balance looks like for me. So don't be so pressured to do what you see people on Instagram doing or what the magazines are saying to do. Sure, take advice and learn from people who have been there, but at the same time, you have to ask yourself, how does this work for me, and how does this work for my life? What does this look like for me? And then the last piece of advice I would say is trust the process. God has a plan and a purpose for your life, and sometimes He'll give us the vision, but He won't give us the, okay, this is what you do next, right away. And it's okay to just sit back, relax, pray on it, and fast on whatever you believe that God's told you to do. Put in the work, but don't be so anxious in it. Like, God is creating the stage, He's creating the environment for you, and at the appropriate time, you will govern over it. Absolutely.
So how can somebody get in contact with you on social media or email, call, whatever? How they
You can get in touch with me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Real K Forte. And then again, the website is therrealkforte.com. And you can email me info@kfortellc.com.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Had a great time.
I'm Serenity, reminding you to spit your piece, and make sure you check out Cascade Media Group.